Happy New Year's Eve and welcome back. It's been a long time since I have been on here to give you guys a video. And to be honest with you, I have been struggling the last couple of months of this year. There's been a lot going on in my life emotionally, a lot with family, a lot with loved ones, a lot with friends. And so I finally am at a place now where I feel like I can come to you guys and give you a kind of a piece of my mind of what's been going on and something that's really prevalent, and I think takes a good note for this time of year. Something getting started. You see the funny things about new year, new me and all that kind of stuff. And well, I've always told people that, if you can remain disciplined on yourself and remain the same and consistent with what you do, consistency also including taking it up a notch and growing and doing more things to get yourself to a higher place, then you don't have to look for a new you, because that new you is going to show itself a little bit each week, a little bit each month. So my content for this video is going to be binge and purge and the dangers of a binge and purge lifestyle. Now, when I say binge and purge, I am not referring to bulimia. I'm not referring to that kind of situation. I am talking about binge and purging with your nutrition, binging and purging with relationships, binging and purging with materialistic things in your life, binging and purging with emotions. So let's kind of dive into that and just get started. I would say with binge and purge, you guys know the situation where you have kind of too much of a good thing. You allow yourself the mindset to where, hey, I deserve this. I can do this. It's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. Now, the danger with that is anything in excess is going to cause a problem. We know that moderation is key, whether it's diet, finances, all that kind of stuff. And so when you get into an excess in any area, whether it's your nutrition, or I would say for that matter, malnutrition, relationships that have become so unbalanced and unhealthy, materialistic things. If you find yourself, now there are certain instances with materialistic things that you may have to get a shed or a storage unit, things like that. If you're housing things for someone who's passed away, or you're beginning to do something different with your life, that's one thing. But if you find that you're almost out of your home due to things you keep bringing into your home, that you have to get extra storage for stuff, then you might want to reconsider, what is the excess bringing me in my life? Am I closing myself out? Same thing with relationships. If you are binging on always overgiving yourself, taxing yourself, you're exhausted, you're tired, you're doing all these things for people and you're really not getting the same response in return. You're the one that's always giving and being let down. You're the one that's always there for people and no one's ever there for you. Those are the kinds of things that you have to regulate. You have to dissect them. You have to look at them and figure out what the heck is going on at this point in my life. You guys know how I am with the nutrition. So in these months, as I did my last video with October with Halloween, as we go into the new year, then everybody after tomorrow, the gyms are going to be packed. People are going to be in there trying to purge what they've been binging on since October. And the reason why it's unhealthy, of course, in all these areas, the reason for the unhealthiness is because you get in this yo-yo mentality with yourself. So you are, you're up at one point and you're doing all this stuff and it seems to be okay and you're okay with it in your mind and all this, but then you get to the low where you hit the bottom and you say to yourself, oh, I've got to change. I've got to get myself back on track and all these things. Again, it can be through a relationship. It can be materialistic things. A lot of people want to clean the clutter out after Christmas and they go through it, which is a good thing. Again, it's a good thing to purge. But what we have to remember is the binging is what causes the need to purge. So if you're not going to binge, you won't have to need to clean all that stuff out, whether it's clean out, again, relationships that are toxic, clean out your insides from stuff that you really knew you shouldn't have been eating in the first place. And now it's time to get back on track and do all this and all that. And we're working ourselves to an extreme where it's unhealthy and it's unnecessary. And what it does to us emotionally is also unhealthy and unnecessary. It's unhealthy to live on a roller coaster. My daughter and I back this summer, we were on some of the roller coasters at Busch Gardens and how they are so fun. And one of them we got off of, and I said, how cool would that be if it was just a little bit longer? You know, you wait in line, and then you wait and you wait and you wait and you get on. You might wait 40 minutes in line. Get on the roller coaster, it's literally like a minute and 15 seconds, if that. But if you think about it, the velocity and the spinning and the ups and the downs and the craziness, our bodies physically are not built to endure that for 2, 3, 4 minutes at a time. It would sicken us, and it would probably rack our brain, literal brain inside our skull. It's not healthy. So they limit it. Again, back to the binging and purging. You've got to limit yourself. You've got to set your own bar. You've got to set your own standards for what you're willing to allow. When you know that enough is enough and that you can say no to those things. And if you keep it in moderation, you won't have to get to a point where you feel like you've got to purge. So I want to wrap this year up. Today's December 31st, 2022. I told my son, he said, Mom's been a good year for you. I said, well, the year's been all right. I said, there's been some bad things. I said, but one of the main things to remember is you're always going to have a few bad things happen, a few bad things go on, but you want the good to outweigh the bad. A lot of people are trying to bury this year. They're trying to forget about it and move on to the next year. But remember, the one thing that's constant, that's going into 2023 with you, is yourself, your habits, your daily habits, your routine, your mindset on things, your love for yourself. Your love for yourself, your love for others, how you balance that out, the healthiness of it all. Don't hit it hard and heavy in the next couple of weeks and then find yourself around Valentine's Day falling off the wagon again, because therein lies that binge and purge. Super unhealthy for us. So I just want to recommend you guys to remain with the moderation. Keep doing what you know you have to do, and not to ride that emotional roller coaster, that physical roller coaster. If you are noticing that you're more aware when something comes into your life and it kind of reminds you of something earlier that was toxic or that was not healthy for you, I hate to sound like Barney Fife, but nip it in the bud. Address the things that are bothering you. Don't allow people to drag you and pull you and, have lingering things all around of you. Pieces of you are here, pieces of you are there. You don't allow those things. You give and you receive. So with the same thing with nutrition and balance, you give your body what it needs and you receive from it the fuel and the energy levels to complete your tasks throughout the day. Also making sure you're getting enough sleep at night. With people. When people give to you, they give kindness, they give love, they give effort, they give concern. You give those things back to them. If there's a person in your life who isn't giving you nothing but a hard time and stress and worry and confusion, end it. Stop the binge and purge. Stop it altogether. If you've noticed, well, most of us are going to get those credit card bills now that we're like, what was I thinking? When all those bills are paid, then don't go back into that same cycle of purchasing and purchasing and purchasing. And then your next thing, clean out your closet, throw them this way. I don't need that anymore. I don't need that. That's the binge and purge cycle. And as I said, it's not healthy for our mind. It's not healthy for our body. So my goal for myself and my goal for, to hope for you guys with this video is to find yourself in 2023 with a beautiful balance, a harmony within yourself, that it just flows wonderfully, that you don't find yourself, crazy and frantic and then find yourself in a place where now I need to purge this. I need to get rid of this. Keep the balance, keep the flow, keep the moderation. All the little things during the day, the little decisions you make sure they're clear and they're concise for your goals. Continue to move forward, whether that's your relationship goals, your family goals, your monetary goals, financial, employment, everything, your nutrition, all those things. Again, I apologize for the delay in the video. It's just been so long. So much has happened. I'm going to try to get back on track, making more. I love you guys very much. Remember, the dangers of binging and purging. Binging gets you nothing. but stuffed and bloated and feeling uncomfortable and looking back and saying, oh, hindsight's 2020, I shouldn't have done this or I shouldn't have done that. And then the purging is the hard part, because when you purge, you have to go through your soul. You have to, let these things come up inside you, and then you have to deal with them in that way and process them out. So once in a while, if that happens in your life, it's a good thing, but don't ride that constant roller coaster of binging and purging. I love you guys, and I will see you very soon.